What's cracking, peeps? It's the A-Train coming back at you with another episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. Those bass are in all three stages of the spawn. So get your credit cards ready because the A-Train's about to put you on some game right now. You better buy this. So to start off by Catchco, we got the Mike Bucca Baby Bull Rat. So look at the realism on that. You would think that's fur, but that's all wood. Ultimate and wake bait, you hear that clacking, just a slow retrieve is gonna get that tail pulsating and just leaving a nice wake on that surface. So springtime, it's that time of year where everything comes alive. So you got rodents running across the water, and what better way to mimic those tasty protein snacks than the rat right here. Good screw on tail. You could use any color if you ever wanna change the tail out. You can use any kind of plastic worm, color of your choice, but the action on this is just superb. It's gonna get bit. Next, by Crock-O-Gator, we got the Slide Shad. So for all you guys that love that forward-facing sonar, this is definitely the bait for you. No matter how you fish this thing, it's gonna get wet. You can put any type of finesse jig head on here, Demiki rig, hover rig, drop shot, it's gonna get bit. So when your competition gets tough, you need something that's gonna draw those extra bites, and this is definitely the bait for you. Notice those little wings on there. That's gonna help with this glide and slide motion to it, something that hasn't really been done much before. But fish will bite a lot of things out of curiosity, and this is definitely something they have not seen before. Comes in a few different sizes, but these little baits right here, when that bite gets tough, you wanna match that hatch, this is definitely the way to go. Next, by Geecrack, we got the Bellows Shad, the floating version. So it's made of a denser material, so this thing has 100% buoyancy right here. So it's gonna be able to take bite after bite, so much abuse, just because of the material. Still got that super flexibility, but whether you wanna put this on a Ned rig and just get that thing in that stand-up position right here, you could flip it, top water, soft jerk bait, the sky is the limit on what you could do with this. So the other models are great, but they just didn't hold up after one or two fish. This thing is built to last. So the Bellows floating model, check that out. And for all you guys that love those Keitechs, just can't get enough of them, now you can. We got the Keitechs that come in a 30 pack now. It's only limited colors, but we got the 30 pack of these. So whether you're blowing through baits on your Alabama rig, your vibrating jigs, or just straight swim bait underspins, now you don't have to worry about running out. Grab 2 or 3 of these, you're set for the week. Unless you fish like the A-Train, this might get you a day of fishing. So check these out, the bulk pack of Keitechs. Next, we got a little treat from you. We got some serious love from the No Live Bait Needed crew. Here we are with the mullet. How real does that look? So for you guys, the first thing I would do, I would rig this like a soft jerk bait. You're able to skip this thing under docks, get this thing darting side to side. It's like you could almost walk the dog with it. Very dense plastic. Some guys, they're putting swim jigs, jig heads on this, get them to those lower water columns. Just a million different ways to fish this thing. But this thing is so detailed, I can't even, it's just something you gotta put in your hands. Everything from the scale finish, the fins, the 3D eyes, this thing is about as real as it gets. So like the name says, there is no live bait needed. Also by No Live Bait Needed, we got their swim bait and their jig head. So these things are completely color coordinated, so you could match every color combination they have with the head and the swim bait. These come in a few different sizes, so you could basically match the hatch for whichever you're fishing for. A lot of people like to color coordinate their heads, but you can match them. Fish are gonna eat them regardless. But take a look at that screw right there. You're gonna be able to pin this bait on there. That thing is not going anywhere, so fish after fish, run these things through the toughest underwater terrain, and you're gonna get your baits back and they're still gonna be fishable. So definitely a good little bait. Whether you want the small little size or some of the bigger sizes right here, you're definitely gonna get bit. No live bait needed. Next, by Ray Japan, we got the Osakana Slide soft swim bait. A lot of detail went into this swim bait right here. So one of the cool features about this swim bait is when you stop retrieving this thing is going to fall horizontally. imagine when you're getting followers and you get some kind of a change up in your bait like that, the bites that's gonna produce. Comes with a built-in little stinger hook right there, so if you're getting short bit on the tail, you're gonna have no problems pinning those fish. The fins help stabilize the bait, the buoyancy. This is a soft glide bait, so a lot of times the fish will get accustomed to hard, dense materials like your standard glide baits, basically. So now with these softer models, you're able to change the game in the glide bait. These things do more than just glide to glide. They will dart. You could get them to skip, jump. There's a lot you could do with these depending on whether you're doing quarter turns of the reel or even incorporating your rod tip to enhance the action. So definitely a bait that's gonna draw a lot of bites this time of year, spawn, pre-spawn, even post-spawn fish. They're definitely gonna get glued to this. Comes in many great different colors. So find what kind of bait fish are in your area and tie one of these bad boys on right here. All right, next by Strike King, we got the Bitsy Shad. So a lot of times this year, after you get a lot of fry and little hatchlings in the water, fish tend to go towards that smaller bait profile. They start gorging on a lot of that micro stuff. So what better way than to give them what they want? You can hear those little rattles in there, and I could attest these hooks are laser sharp. These things are so sticky, they're not going anywhere. But just that little profile, when you get a lot of pressurized fish, a lot of boating pressure, or they're just feeding on that small stuff, you definitely need to match the hatch. And with the rattles built into this thing, you're definitely gonna want spinning gear on this, but with a spinning rod, you're gonna be able to cast this thing a country mile. And it's definitely gonna get bit when they're on that small stuff. So the Bitsy Shad by Strike King. Last but not least, by Tightlines, we got the sow tube. So for all you bed fishermen, this is definitely what you want. When you see that big double-digit fish laying in that bed, you put this little bad boy on there, game over, you win. Not just for freshwater, you saltwater guys, you know this design right here. Definitely a bait that's gonna get you bit fresh and saltwater. Tubes are gaining more and more popularity. There's more than just white, there's other colors too. They all have their place in the fishing world. Whether you wanna flip the thing, put it in a giant Texas rig, or even a internal jig head, basically. There's just so many different ways, even weightless you can rig this thing, but these things are designed with so much action. What I like most about this is one of the very few tubes where the tentacles are actually bigger than the body. So that's just gonna provide more and more action, more and more of that undulating style as you're swimming this thing through the water column, which is gonna translate into more bites. So the sow by UV. Thanks for tuning in, and for more information on the products seen here today, click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's episode, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Let the A-Train know which of these products you're most pumped about.